Well, hello there, Gary Spikes, Penny Van, Liana. Welcome there. Hello there, Crystal. Welcome there, Angela. How are you doing there?
Doing good, doing good.
Hello there, Julianne. Kyle Smith. Nice to have you there, Gene Hudson. Oh, what a wonderful day there, Standing Stones. I'm glad you're okay, Standing Stones. A little crazy glue with Prospecting USA. Welcome, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. So, what are we going to do tonight, Angela?
We could just pick a topic, I guess.
And don't forget Trista. A round of applause for everybody.
The eclipse passed us without too much trouble.
So, yes, welcome. It was funny because I got a little sun. Can you see how red I am? It was funny because Gary was like, ask Grizzly about across the lake. So I was down on my back, and Gary was kneeling. I was like, look. And I said a few choice words. I could have swore Bigfoot came down off the hill across the lake, and I was flipping out. I was like, look, and I was like, are you flipping me? He came down while everybody was gone. I'm like, look, Gary, look at this crap. And Gary's like, where? And I swear to God, the biggest buzzard in my life. I am from the country, ladies and gentlemen.
Right.
And I was like, Gary, it's a buzzard. He's like, where? I'm like, look, it's a buzzard. I swear to God, out of the corner of my eye, it looked like Sasquatch. And it hurt me so bad jumping out of my chair. I mean, I literally thought it was Bigfoot. And we start laughing. I was like, damn, I hurt myself getting out of the chair. But anyways, yes, it was funnier than heck.
Yeah, so
He's like, Grizzly, you know about misidentification, right? I was like, yeah, Gary. I was like, anyways, at least we was by ourselves. But we had a good time. Oh, hey, welcome, good. Joanne. Nice to have you. Round of applause for Joanne. But we got some stories for tomorrow night. But absolutely. Everybody say hello, Angela. How are you doing?
Hey, everybody. How you doing? And
yes.
But when that eclipse happened, and of course, I was working and I couldn't get out to watch. But there's a family of turkey buzzards that live around here. I've lived here for, 20, 30 years, the same group of them. And they actually perched at a tree outside of my window, and they were looking up at it, watching it all together as a family. And then it was over, everybody flew off. So I guess they were impressed and back to whatever they were doing.
Yeah, so you all will be proud of me. Grizzly played no jokes, even though I wanted to in the middle of the night. I did, but I didn't. I didn't play no jokes on anybody. I wanted to. I had Mike Scott and Thomas Guesswine in stitches. I was like, should I stay or should I go? And welcome, Missy Hammer time. But I didn't. Hey, Brian Barber, I was just thinking about you. But I did not. And but I was proud of myself. But man, let me tell you something. There must have been, and I'll say this, some people drinking some good stuff, because there were some people doing some Squatch calls. That sounded pretty damn good, because they got some responses I don't think they were prepared for. Because Mike and I was sleeping, and we're like, oh, did you hear that? Mike goes, I think they got a response. You're like, I know, because everybody got real quiet. They're like, I don't think they was ready for that. But we were laughing. So one guy pulled a grizzly on me, and I won't say no more. I'll say it for Wednesday night. And I had a VIP bathroom. It was slick. You can ask Gary about this. VIP bathroom. And I decided not to use it and thought I'd go in nature. Mm-hmm. And some idiot did a tree knot right as I started, and it scared the bejeebers out of me. Anyways, yes.
Somebody asked me, I see, about what was the theme of my last painting. So which one? Do you mean the one with the knight, with the chainmail, or the one that I'm working on now?
You did so many, I can't keep up with it.
Now, the one with the knight with the chainmail, that was me in a past life. as I have memories of being in Northumbria about the year 900. When I was 18, my father sent me to Northumbria. I was a man at that point, and I lived on the shore of Northumbria. I had a sword and a spear, and my job was to just keep that little patch of land in Northumbria. And I killed rabbits, lived off of rabbits, decided I was going to live outside all the time because I saw that people that lived inside, that lived in little huts and stuff, would get really sick and die young. So I decided to live outside. And then I remember the Danes coming, constantly trying to take my land. And I'd killed a bunch of the Danish Vikings. And I went inland and was in a major battle. And that lasted all day. Went back home to France. And when I got there, there was a rebellion, and this man was leading other people towards it, other Normans, like our fellow countrymen that were rebelling against my father. So they were running towards us, and the person next to me, the man I was with, he says, "There's more of us, or there's more of them than there are of us. Are we going to fight?" I said, "Yes, we are, and each of you are going to kill 3 men." And we engaged. I ran towards them. Each of us killed 3 men. And I won that battle. And when I got into the castle, and I actually had one in the mirror. Basically, a mirror was just like a polished plate on the wall, and I saw myself in the mirror, and that's what I painted. This is what I looked like. And I had my chainmail, my helmet, my sword with me. And the funny thing is, I actually know all those places. I can point to a map exactly where I was in England, and then when I was in France, I can point exactly where I was in France. So I looked at a blank map of France, pointed to right to the spot where I knew my castle was, where I returned to. And then I looked at a complete map of France, and right at that spot is a castle that was built around 900, the year 900. And I think they call it Chateau de la Pensée. It's Falsie. And somebody says, "Can you tell me what I was in the past life just from this comment?" I have
So Bama, if you're still in here, I enjoyed meeting you too. I know Bama said he stopped in to say hello, but he was at the LBL too, ladies and gentlemen. Real nice guy. So yes. Yeah, Gary, the bird I saw was I don't know how big. I never saw a bird that big. So yes. Yes. Yeah. Very interesting.
We could do past life readings. You can use the runes for that to make that connection. So if you want a rune reading and you want to ask about a past life, we can do a past life reading. So it's like somebody that was interested in that. I could certainly be glad to do that for you.
Damn, how did Brian Barber know about the daughter and father that went missing at the LBL? Damn, word travels fast. I don't know, Brian. I don't know what happened. So I don't know if they ever did come back out or not. So welcome, Brooke. Nice to have you. Brooke Cottle. Nice to have you. Round of applause. So that was weird because Thomas was down there and they went in at dark, but they never came out. It was just like, I don't know. It was weird. Hey, Greg Ogles. Now, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about Greg. So Mike did a chicken fry and a fish fry. And Mike was like, "I got this kettle full of grease." And I was like, "Let me have it. Let me have it."
And Mike goes, "What are you going to do?" And I was like, "You see that tent right there? That's Greg's tent. We got pigs down here."
And Mike goes, "No, you're not." I'm like, "The hell I am. I'm going to dump it all around his tent." I didn't, Greg. I didn't. But anyways, I was going to play a joke on Greg, but I didn't. I like Greg. Greg was a cool guy. Have you ever seen any future lifetimes? Have you? I haven't.
I have. In fact, let's see, future lifetimes, there's glimpses of me in the future. And then I've also had my future self, met my future self when I'm about 80 years old.
Oh, that's interesting. My future self. Hey, Barbara, welcome. Nice to have you, Barbara. Round of applause to you. So Greg, he saw some orbs. He went out. I saw an orb right below the cemetery, right up on the hill as it went to the curves. We camped out below the cemetery hill with Greg. Greg's tent was in front of our tent. So yeah, it was pretty interesting. Angela, Julie Ann wants to know, Angela, how have you been able to go deeper and get so much of your lifetimes? I have been only seemed to only get the surface of mine, some of mine.
Mine come in dreams, and I know it's a memory because it'll be really strong and really intense, and I'm in a different time, and it's very detailed. A lot of these memories, in fact, the one that I had from Freyhoff, the most recent one, goes from age 6 to when I was killed in a concentration camp at age 22. And I was born April 24th, 1922. I remember my name. I remembered my fellow soldiers' names. And it was just so detailed. I actually went to a veteran and from World War II, and he believed that I was there, that I was in Germany in World War II. Of course, I was an American working for the OSS in Germany, and they come in like dreams of vision. And I just ask, show me my past lives, and at times it'll just show up. The one with Frank Koff when I was from World War II. That one just spontaneous. It just happened. And I had a series of dreams that were in chronological order that were so vivid and so strong. I felt like I was in the wrong timeline when I woke up. When I woke up from those dreams, they would be heart pounding. And it just, like this lifetime doesn't seem real compared to the Second World War. And they started a few weeks prior to the anniversary of the Second World War and ended on the anniversary of the end of the Second World War. Then they would start to pick up again, and I started to have nightmares. And in fact, I still have pain from gunshot wounds from that time frame, and all the areas where I was shot. And other times I'll get dreams and their visions from the past life, and I'm actually told by my guides, they're introduced to me. It's like, this is your past life. Like, this is what you were. And one of those past lives, I was burned to death, and I didn't want to relive that, but in this lifetime, I have an autoimmune problem. They can't figure out what it is, where my skin just feels like it's burning all over. And I also feel like I'm burning on the inside as well. Just this really intense burning. And when it happens, I can't have anything touching my skin. And I'm feverish for a while. And I think it's an autoimmune disease, but they're not 100% sure what it is. But I haven't had this issue for since 2020, that was the last time I had any type of flare up with it. And also World War One. I had a flashback to World War One when I was 5 years old as well.
That's crazy. Now, standing stones that I've never in my life, I have turkey vultures here right outside Louisville in the country. I've never seen one that big. And from where we were camping and Gary and I was sitting, it literally looked like a squatch that came down off the hill, and it came down to the cove because the way it was moving, I mean, I literally come flying out of my chair. So an angel reading, yeah, I got people in line. Hey, Joyski. So I've got a couple of people. Deke wants a rune reading, please.
Absolutely.
And Crystal got you in line. Hey, Kyle Smith. Hey, Cindy. Yeah, but standing, I've never seen a bird that big. That's why I thought it was a Sasquatch, because the way it moved, it was on the ground and it was flapping, but it was weird how it was flapping. It wasn't, it was very unusual. So yeah, you just had to see it, and that's what flipped me out.
Okay, so the first rune I got for you, Deke, is this rune. This is Helgelas. This is the rune of disruption, interference. It's the rune. It's the hailstone, and it can also mean transformation as well. What I'm getting is a sense of disruption. It's that sense of there's constant bombardment right now. You feel like you can't get back on track, and you keep being pulled off track because this constant interference. You just seem to feel like you're being pulled further away. from your intended goal that you're trying to focus on. But it feels like it's something that's initiated that's meant to help you in the long run, to teach you a lesson that will help you. Next rune for you, Deke, I got is, this is Langoose. This is the rune of water growth. It feels like growth is coming. And this disruption, that experience where you keep pulling away, is just a test of your patience. Just breathe and trust that you're going to get back on track. Just trust that you're going to succeed and that you're going to get right back on it and you're going to experience all this growth. But stay patient in the meantime. And the last rune for you. Okay. Last rune I got is Othala. So Othala is usually the mother. It's royalty. It's DNA. It's heritage. It's all sorts of things. I see honor with this. It seems like you get recognized for some sort of honor that you did, some sort of achievement in your near future, that you're going to get this recognition in spite of all the chaos that you've been going through.
So, Greg, I got me a Coleman tent just like yours. So, anyways, all right. Next person.
Have a Coleman tent?
Yeah, with Greg's tent, you just hit a button and it just goes, and it's up. Julie Ann, like a rune reading, please.
All right.
And she wants a connection with a past life.
All right. So let's ask Julianne. See what the runes say about a past life. All right. The first rune I get is Iowa. So this is a rune of death, regeneration. What I'm getting off of this, I keep seeing you in an armor as a man. And I just see that you died a really hard death. It just feels like, you had a sword go right into your stomach. So I'm seeing Middle Ages, and looks like you're under a tree, you're out in the field, and you got stabbed in the stomach with a sword. See, I won't tell you anything else about this life, but I also see Wunyo. So Wunyo was like victory flag, joy, new beginnings. So I'm getting that after that life, okay, you were meant to die that way. So after that life, you came back with a fresh start. Like, I'm going to clean slate and I'm going to do this better than I did last time. I'm not going to let this happen. A lot of joy coming through in the next life. Still in the Middle Ages, though. I'm getting on here, like, born a man, born upper class again. Like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this right. But it feels like it's the same family you're at war with. It's like this was like a family dispute, like two clans against each other. Okay, like, I'm going to do this right. Fresh start. And you had all this time to think about when you died, you had a chance to look back on that life and figure out what you did wrong and what you're going to put right. So when you came into this life again, same era, still dealing with the same family, same enemies, I'm going to create this joy. I'm going to create this better, loving environment. So you did come through with joy. And then I see land goose. So land goose is growth, prosperity. And I got what I'm seeing in here, I'm still seeing like a castle, but it seems like these people, this other family that had been a thorn in your side to your family, you were able to push them out because you focus on business, on the end of things, on prosperity, on planning and defense, as opposed to just fighting them all the time, and just kind of took the high ground on that. So that's what I'm getting. It's like, so over a couple, you had to be born twice to finally come up on top and help your family against this other family. That's the impression I was getting.
All right. The next one's up is Crystal for an angel card. All right, Crystal. Let's see here. I didn't have them shuffled, so. All right, here. Let's see what we have for crystal here.
You're welcome, Julianne.
All right. Let's see here. Hers is 0606. 0606. Loyalty, responsibility, truth, love, light, spiritual realm, growth, and solutions. Applying honestly and light daily is a fast track to creating a peaceful, meaningful life. Finding solutions, comforts, release your worries by speaking the truth. Expression, emotions, regularly open up the best and yet is to come. So I know you're coming through things and things are getting better. However, there's more to come than what you think. So keep your mind open and be thankful for what you have. But there are things that are going to come that's going to be better than what you have right now. So that's awesome. And we already talked before. So thankful for what you got. And I don't know what else that you are planning on, but it is going to be some fruitation later this year. So awesome. There you go, Crystal. So, all right, I'm trying to catch up because I'm really like behind.
Quite a few people ask for readings.
I know. Let me scroll down at the bottom. Let's see here. All right, prospecting got you in line. Let's see here. Jessica Bake, I love you too. Angel rating, okay, Barbara, I got you in line. Leona King wants a runes reading. Go ahead and give hers.
Okay.
And let's see here. Penny Van wants a rune ring. Okay, Penny Van got you in line.
Liana. So Liana King. The first rune I pull up here is Thorisas. This is warning. This is be boundaries. This will be caution. I'm getting the sense to exercise caution here. I feel like there's a definite, I feel like a very strong barrier around you. Very strong barrier around you. I see people on the outside of it, and they're not meant to get through, but that barrier's there for your safety. Please don't try to cross that barrier. It looks like there are two people outside of it that are trying to always get into it, or cross a line with you. Okay. And then the next rune I get is Burkana. So this is protection. I do feel like you're strongly protected. You have but I feel strength. I feel strength there. It's more drawn on the feminine side. Feminine protection, feminine power, female confidence, female strength. But it comes from here. I'm seeing that from your heart. But I'd also feel like there's females around you, like in spirit, that are always looking out for you and protecting you, that you can feel around you. Looks like there's at least 3 female spirits around you who are part of your family lineage that are around you and protecting you and looking out for you. And the next one, last rune I get is Othala again, which is honor. I'm getting a message from this rune to stand your ground. Stand your ground. Don't give in. Don't give in. Stand your ground, and you'll receive honor. You'll be recognized for honor for standing your ground. All right. Who else is next?
All right. Kyle, got you down too. Hello, forest friend. You're welcome, Penny Van. All right, got you, Cindy. Got you down too. Rhonda got you down. Okay, I think I got everybody. Next one is Barbara. Rune reading, please. Or wait a minute, not
Barbara. Yay!
Wait a minute, Barbara. She wants a angel card. Penny Van wants a past life and a rune reading.
Okay, Penny Van. We'll use the runes to connect to your past life. There's the Penny Van. Penny Van. Do you want to do Barbara first? You're doing Barbara's angel card first. And I do Penny's, or is that how you?
No, do Penny Van's, then I'll do Barbara.
Okay, let's do Penny Van's. Let's go in your past life. Let's ask the runes about your past life. Oh, the first room is blank. We don't need that one. And I got land goose again. I get a sense of this tremendous love of gardening in your past life. I see you as in a field, but it doesn't look like it's in America. This looks like this is in China. And you're actually dressed in traditional Chinese clothing in this time period. And I see you as a man, and you're out there farming. It's something that you got tremendous satisfaction from, tremendous income from. Next one I get is Isa. Isa. Okay, I feel like I keep seeing this army coming towards you, and you run this farm, and I see them like trampling on your crops, and I also see them burning your fields. And you're watching this from a distance, and I can't farm anymore, and you don't know what's going to happen next. You're not in control of this. But I do have Sowilo here. Sowilo here is success. It's also a ray of sunlight. It's inspiration. It's a stroke of genius. What I get that you end up, I keep seeing you on the run from this army. It feels like you cross a barrier, like you cross over a mountain or go into the mountains to live. But you find a new home there. It's like you cross over that and you find an even better place to go to live and to farm. It's not as much land, but you found something even better. It produced even more food for you and even better crop, and you end up taking your family there, and you end up being safe. So you turn the tragedy into a victory at that time. It feels very ancient wherever this army was, because I keep seeing this army had swords. They weren't using modern weaponry.
All right. Next up, I'm going to go in line here. Prospect USA. All right, Prospect. I got 1414. Now, when I drew that card, several things. That represents mood swings, respect, family, constructive outlook, and quality. Several things when that comes to mind is that you need to focus on your needs and your desires and your hobbies. What you did this past weekend, which is good. Everything is more accessible with light attitude. I will say this: you'll be blessed with new opportunities, with new friends, and you're going to grow with your family. Of course, you did this past weekend, so nonchalant to that. Good vibes will also speed up your attitude. So think on a higher vibration plane. All right, next up. Let's see here. You got let's see here. Kyle Smith, room reading, please.
Kyle Smith. Okay. Focus on Kyle Smith. We'll do it room reading. Okay. First one, Isa. First thing I heard from this room when I pulled this up for you, Kyle, things are at a standstill right now, is the first thing I heard with this. At a standstill. It's like you are probably frustrated that things are at a standstill right now for you. Next room, Sowilo, inspiration, stroke of inspiration of success. Could be lightning. You might feel like you're at a standstill, but this is the moment you'll get that inspiration. So you can focus on meditation and take that time for yourself. Use this time of the standstill to be inspired. That's what the rune seems to be saying. It's saying that it's coming. You're going to have this inspiration that's going to come to you on how to get out of this standstill where you're not moving forward, and to find a way to move forward, but in a brand new direction you haven't thought of. Okay, last rune I got is Othala. Okay, so Othala is position of honor, and I got prosperity. Like whatever this inspiration is that hits you all of a sudden during a time when you think it's a standstill and everything is sort of stagnant, and because you're trying to figure out how to get out of it, and this inspiration hits you, it leads to prosperity. Okay, you found some way to turn it into something profitable for you.
All right. Next up, Barber would like a rune reading. Then I'll follow up with an angel card reading there. Testing. There we go. Just my mic, just a hair. All right. After Barber, I've got Trista.
All right. Do a rune reading for Barb. So first rune I get, I'm getting Tiwaz, which is victory, its oath, its promise, and direction me looking up towards the north star as well. I'm getting from this a tremendous amount of victory, that sense of satisfaction that you've overcome. Okay, like you've overcome a major obstacle now, and you're moving forward. Something you can actually give yourself a lot of credit now. Okay, next rune I get is, this is Nadi. So Nadis can be a tight band around the chest, that kind of pressure, but it's the emergency rune, and it can also be love. But I'm getting the love aspect of this. It's like you got all this new love that's coming in for you. I see this love that's tremendous, like you're being surrounded by love, and that love connection, especially with family, is getting much stronger. And they're there for you. They're supporting you. And next rune is Iwas. So Iwas here meaning a journey. And sometimes it's a company journey, like usually with a partner or some type of partnership. But I get a journey of you moving forward, really moving forward, but feeling more confident and moving forward towards what you want to achieve and what you want to have in your life.
All right. So, Barbara, your card number is 1144. If I can flip it here, 1144. It's high vibes. When high vibes is usually divine intervention, prosperity, big ventures, fated events, faith, purpose, and higher calling. Love or happiness lurks just right around the corner. It would be something much better than in your wildest dreams. Rare opportunities usually comes. Rare opportunities, encounters with like-minded people usually will exceed your expectations. So with that, if somebody brings something to you to the table, think about it. Keep your doors open and let things flow. So Trista is up. We're like a rune reading with past life reading. And her song is My Last Breath. I think that's what it is. Is it My Last Breath? Yeah, Take My Last Breath, I think. Standing Stones, who sings that? I have to ask Standing Stones. He knows my songs.
The first rune I get is death and resurrection, or death and regeneration. So there is this is telling me, this rune is saying that you have a recurring pattern that you keep repeating from your past life, a recurring theme that keeps coming up over and over again. And you have a goal to, once you learn the lesson, then you'll break that pattern. Okay. So the next rune I got is Kinnas. So Kinnas is intuition. This is also an emergency light if you're lost in the woods. I see seeking. Like you're constantly looking for something. I keep seeing you in a situation. Looks like it's wartime. But it feels like you're in someplace dark. It feels World War II to me. Okay. It feels like you're in somewhere and you're seeking. So it feels like you're either in a tunnel and looking and looking and looking, and not sure what's there. And you find other people there. It's like you find deceased people there, wherever you're looking for. Um, it seems like you lost some men and you were looking for them. You were sent to look for them. So that the next rune I get is mana. So mana is humanity. It's also wisdom. It's also connection to the spirit world. I get the impression that you've were really traumatized by this because you were not used to this. I know he is, but in wartime, finding people like this and humanity, and it brought a lot of questioning of humanity, questioning why we're here, or the goodness of humanity, and questioning why we should be here at all. And it just seems like you have a hard time facing the dark side of humanity and those types of things, and trying to reconcile it to why you should be here, and why you should help and serve others if there's going to be so much destruction. It seems like you wrestle with that. We do the past life from being in the Second World War, because you see so much devastation at that time. And what you seem to be trying to do in this life is trying to build up, desperately build up humanity's efforts. Just find some sort of project to have that has a human connection, and so that it makes people happy, and you're serving others, and you're trying to focus on the healing part of humanity, because you don't want to see that ugly side of humanity, and you keep running from it, and it feels like it's something that you are wrestling with, and there's a lesson in it that you need to learn, to accept that there's the ugly and as well as the good, and that's something that we all have to face sometimes, and embrace that as well.
All right, Ryan, your angel card is 0220. 0220. Act on your idea. So you still haven't done that yet. Realistic, practical approach goes. Your divine timing, articulation, cooperation, discipline. You have the benefit of good fortune, and use it in your wise judgment. You can do anything in this place and reach new heights. However, you are not acting on your best judgment. You are not setting your goals and achieving your goals. You should act on your potential and see the pattern that lays out in front of you. However, are you doing that? I'm not going to harp on you. Since what you will plant is what you will reap. I'm not going to say anything else on that topic. What you're about to experience in the future is up to you. However, I will say it again, you will reap what you grow, right? You got to plant the seeds and it will prosper. So next, Kyle Smith will take a rune reading.
All right.
Absolutely, Trista. Hello, Melanie. Welcome. Nice to have you here. Anthony, I got you in line. Don't worry. Got you.
Okay, and the person I'm doing a rune reading for is Kyle Smith.
Kyle Smith.
Yeah.
And Susan F is next.
All right, Kyle. Let's see what we have for the runes. First one is Elgalas, disruption. Also the hailstone, transformation, lucid dreaming, protection. There's a lot associated with this, since it is the ice crystal, the crystal of the hailstone. What I'm getting, I keep feeling that I keep seeing a lot of back and forth. Like there's a lot of disruption, but it's like it makes you go back and forth a lot. And like you're traveling from one area to the another, back and forth. And let's see what the runes say about this. Okay, so death and regeneration. What I'm seeing with this rune, this is Iwas. This usually means death. It means regeneration. And what I'm getting, that you walk away from that. Like whatever's keeping you back and forth, that's keeping you occupied, it feels like you walk away from it. Like just walking away from the situation. Like it's never going to get better. What you feel like it's not going to get better, and you end up walking away from it. And so you could take that breather, and what am I going to do next? I can't be hampered by this. Last rune I'm getting for you is Gabu. So Gabu is gift. I keep seeing that another opportunity pops up for you, and it's a gift, and you recognize it as such, and you're grateful for it, and now you've broken that back and forth pattern, this whatever this interference is. And once you've broken that pattern, this gift comes along. So it's such a great opportunity. You seize it, you recognize it, and you're in your good place. You're in a happy place when you seize on that opportunity.
All right, here. Next person up in line, Susan F.
All right, Susan. All right, I'll do a room reading for you, Susan. Susan F. Okay. I'm getting Thorisaz. So Thorisaz is boundaries, the thorns. It could be danger. If the first impression as I got that I feel like really, really nervous, edgy, high anxiety, like you're being pushed past your boundaries. But when you have that type of anxiety, I mean, boundaries are good for you to set, right? So you don't want to have anybody crossing your boundaries and just making everything worse. Next rune I got is Ing. Ing was. So this is the rune of protection, family. It's the father rune, the god Ing. What I'm feeling from this, I'm seeing you starting a meditation to help you with this anxiety, this constant nervousness. And I actually see you setting up a sacred space and starting that meditation. And it's something that you learn. It's like it's like a class, or you read about it, or you may have watched some videos. It's something that you learn to do. You learn this meditation, you find it, you take it up, and it's very helpful for you. It helps calm you down and give you some clarity. Okay, and then the next rune is I was, the death and regeneration one. So what I see coming out of this is like that self, your high anxiety self, like that party, that's not you anymore. After you find this meditation, whenever it is that you're learning, that you seek out and start using, when you start applying for this, like you're a brand new person, like a brand new person. You don't have that anxiety anymore, and you have confidence. And you have this amazing confidence that will come to the surface and calm, and it'll be a very good experience for you.
All right, interesting. Angela, I have training in different meditation modalities. Good idea. Interesting. All right. Next up, Cindy, past life. Life.
All right. All right, so let's look to see what the runes say about past life. Cindy Simpson. Okay. I get this is Nadis. So Nadis could be a tight band around the chest. It could be necessity. For some reason, I keep seeing you as a maid. I see you as a maid, but it's in it feels like it's the Gilded Age. So that would probably be late 1800s, early 1900s, that time frame. And I see you working for some rich people, but money is really, really tight for you. And it feels like you're under a lot of pressure, a tremendous amount of pressure, because you're not making that much. And the next rune, Wunyo. So Wunyo is joy, happiness, freedom. What I get is that you end up with some sort of benefactor. Somebody in that family takes notice of you, the family that you're serving. They notice your struggles, and they notice what you're going through, and they actually help you out financially. So your employer you've been working for just gives you a little extra to help make it through, because it feels like you have like 2 or 3 children and you're trying to struggle. And this feels like this is in England. And this person just takes notice that, and you know what, I'll just give you a little bit more money on the side here, and don't ask, here's some money, do what you need, take care of your kids. And it feels like a new start, because you finally get a footing. And I actually see this happen. It's like you get promoted within among the servants, and to where you're actually running all the other servants, and you make more money, and that was just enough to help get you on the right path and the right start for you. Next rune is Othala. So Othala. And I see you moving through that past life up into old age, but with great honor and very proud of your kids, because you took your 2 kids. They were 2 sons that you raised, but you raised them yourself. You didn't have any husband. It was why that was such a struggle. But you're very proud of them. You were able to pay for their education. And they ended up being highly paid professions. I'm getting a sense of one was a lawyer, and the other one was, I felt like he was in some sort of sales industry of some kind. And it was something that you're really proud of, and you actually were taken care of in your old age. I didn't see you remarry. It seems to carry on in this life here, is that you do have that sense of responsibility that carries over from this past life to this life, that I've got to take care of things and take care of myself and make sure that everything is all right in the long term.
Interesting. All right. Next up, Anthony. Hopefully Anthony's still here. Anthony, you're up.
You want a rune reading? All right.
Yes.
All right, Anthony. Let's see what we got for you. First rune, Gabo. So Gabo is gift. It can also be trust. It's partnership. What I'm seeing is a partnership. It's a partnership, but I see a partnership with working with the dark side, with the shadow side of the spirit realm. Like a partnership with that, and with you on this side of the veil, and then on the other side of the veil, like they are actually working with you. And Helgelas. So Helgelas being transformation, lucid dreaming, destruction, sometimes interference. But what I've got the lucid dreaming aspect coming along. It's like that dark energy that you've been working with, forming a partnership with. They're working with you. They want to work with you in your dreams, and they're telling me that you're not letting them, that you're afraid to let them influence your dreams and to come through your dreams, because these are dark energies, but they want to teach you something, and they're trying to, yes, we'll gladly work with you, but we have things to show you. And you'll have to let those things, and it's not be any, and they're saying, don't be afraid. You can't be afraid of what they want to show you if you're going to work with them, because you're going to have these experiences. The next rune I got is Feyu. So Feyu is money. It's mobile wealth. And I see like there's extra money coming in. Like extra is a surplus in your life that you can have for yourself. And I see that you using it as sort of like as that you hang on to for savings, and just to make sure that you have that good cushion. It's like a line that it comes in. Okay, I can save this money now, and I can use it, and I can have it when I really need it.
Interesting, Anthony. Hopefully you like that, Anthony. I'm glad to have you. All right, next up. Joanne, your power went out, but guess who's next? Joanne. So your power came right back on. Just in time, Joanne. So Joanne, you're next.
Joanne, you want to do a room reading? Okay. All right. First rune I got is Land Goose. Land Goose is flow, water, growth. I feel like you're in a growth stage right now. It's like an emotional growth, becoming more balanced emotionally, becoming better, becoming more at peace. And next one I get for you, this is Kenya. So Kenya's meaning guidance, intuition, wisdom. Oh yeah, So we got guidance, intuition, wisdom, but they have it facing the other direction, and we kind of be like, the other direction, but like that. When I see it in the opposite direction, that just simply means that I'm getting the impression to look inward and to look towards your guides, as opposed to depending on your own intuition or your own feeling of what should be. It feels like spirit guides are stepping in for you to help you on this, because there's something that they're anticipating that you're going to need some guidance with, and they would like you to listen to them.
All right. I don't know if Scott's still here, but Scott asked, this is Neil,
Okay.
you gonna heal soon? However, that you may ask that question, the first thing you got to do is you're gonna have to listen to what the doc's telling you to do, and you're not, first off, and quit rushing it. So you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Anyways, so
the last one for Joanne was, I got
I'm
this.
sorry, Joanne. I thought you was done.
Fayu, which is, prosperity. I got there. I feel like with this room, it's like there's relief coming for you. It's a sense of relief. It's a sense of comfort. It's a sense I've gotten through this, and I've experienced this tremendous relief and support. I just see, I see gray clouds, and I see the clouds parting and sun breaking through. So things, you'll feel relief. You'll feel comforted.
Awesome. I'm glad to hear that, Joanne. I'm glad to hear that. Well, everybody, hopefully you enjoyed tonight's show. And everybody have a great night. Let's see here. And tomorrow night, we're going to cover some of the LBL and some of our stories, and talk about what happened and some of the good times. And Angela, it's been wonderful tonight. Really enjoyed it. And thank you for your time again. And from coast to coast around the world, everybody, see you tomorrow night. Take care. Bye-bye.